Hello and welcome back to our HIP New World Order series. In the last episode, we just took the Duchy of Holstein up here from Denmark in a quick war, which was good. It's, of course, de jure part of the Holy Roman Empire. And we just had our Duke die, which means we need to appoint a new Chancellor. So let's see. I guess the best person for the job is our son-in-law here, by a wide margin, though he wants to become chaplain, which he would be equally good at. So we have a better candidate for that. So unfortunately he's just going to have to become the Chancellor, which is fine. Let's see who he needs to work on, if anyone. Our new Duchess of Brabant is only at 64. Of course, Count Franz the Drunkard of Utrecht is still a bit unhappy. The Duke of Austria here is actually negative opinion, though he's less powerful. Maybe we'll work on him first. I don't want to have anyone with a negative opinion of me. Why does he dislike me? All kinds of reasons. Nothing in particular, really. Well, our incredibly charismatic, brave, strong Chancellor will probably be able to fix that soon enough, I'm sure. So now that we're at peace, we can go in here and we probably will be able to hold a summer fair and a feast. So I think we'll do that. And with the theology focus, we should be able to go on a pilgrimage. Unless we are disbarred from doing that by virtue of our gender, which could be a thing. It's not showing up at the moment anyway. I was kind of hoping we could go on a nice pilgrimage to Jerusalem and visit our daughter, but maybe we won't be able to. We'll check back later. Holding a summer fair. But speaking of Jerusalem, let's see if she has made any progress on conversions down here. Nope. Still all Shia, actually, not Sunni. I thought it was Sunni, but the ruler here in his realm is Shia. When the alderman asked for permission for a summer fair, I could never have guessed I would regret that. After a pipe-hatter court held in front of my own bailiff, they sentenced one of my vassals to being drawn in a tumbler across the town square. Are we going to have Duke Emmich of Friesland become slightly more unhappy with me? He's not a big fan as it is. We can say they will regret this, raising revolt risk. Oh, I think we can handle a bit of revolt risk. We don't want to annoy the Duke any further. Let's take a look at the rest of the religions map anyway, in case there's anything else interesting going on. And we have pretty strong Miaphysite Abyssinia, I'm assuming here. Is pretty good. West African pagans. Maybe being converted a bit to Sunni in the north here. Of course, we still have Yazidi over here in Maghreb. And nothing in the way of Catholic heresies that I can see. Other than Orthodox, which I guess is technically a Catholic heresy at this point, since the fall of Constantinople. And nothing else too strange going on, I guess. Although this is in the process of being converted to Tengri by the Ilkhanate. He has a 7-year-old in charge now. Okay, interesting. Anyway, let's get back to our summer fair, probably. Duke of Austria is a bit happier. Today, while talking with a visiting dignitary, I learned from him that the men of Cathay prefer toothbrushes with harder, harsher bristles. What a brave people, those Chinese. Such stubbornness in their obsession to clean their teeth, oh my. Well, I think at 13,000 piety, or 13,000 prestige, we probably don't need any more of that. Let's gain 1 piety. Which also doesn't really make much of a difference to anything. But that's okay. You have converted a subject, alright. Peddlers are loading their wares and the merchants are taking down their stalls. The jugglers strolling players and the other entertainers are preparing to leave. The summer fair is over for this year. We gain 10 prestige. Just put it with the rest of the prestige, thank you. What chance does he have of converting? 35% yearly is pretty high actually, so we should expect that to happen sooner rather than later. Wondering if there might be maybe some kind of adjacency issue with HIP where conversions are harder if they're distant like this, but apparently that's not the case. He is really good at his job, so this guy is already up to, what is this, 65 opinion. The mayor of Bethlehem is telling me that my chaplain has accused him of heresy. I don't know, he looks like a good Catholic to me. He'll slightly annoy the Archbishop, I suppose. He'll get over it. He still likes me. Likes my theology focus, for instance. Speaking of which, let's see if there's any possibility of going on a pilgrimage. No, apparently not. Okay. Let's click the ransom all prisoners button while we're here. Again, we can't. Alright. Go through manually. And I'm kind of tempted to just click the release all prisoners button after this round of ransoms goes through, since we have a lot of prisoners in there. So apparently we aren't going to be able to ransom many of. Hey, a great feast. I think we are making a decent amount of money at this point. We must be still reinforcing our retinue, I think. They're nearly there, though, that's fine. And if we stay at peace for a little while here, which I'm kind of inclined to do to let some of these opinion penalties go down, we should be able to make a good amount of money. The best part about preparing a feast is deciding what food stuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar, etc., etc. We'll spend enough to satisfy everyone's hunger. And it looks like our vassal duchess here is at war with somebody. Or not. Raising troops. Okay, we'll invite everybody to the feast. The population of wolves in Schwarzburg has grown to such a size that their attacks on livestock, once rare, have increased in number and are damaging the local economy, so we get slower build times and less tax, fortunately. That's okay, I suppose. I guess this is actually just retinues, probably. If my life was simply a bard's tale, what kind of story would it be, I wonder? I think it's gotta be an epic. What with that glorious victory in the Crusades and all. The guests have finally arrived, all is ready, the cooks have worked day and night preparing the food, and the castle has never looked lovelier. We will welcome everyone. Some of my guests did not seem satisfied with the food, but I would never have thought one of them would have complained out loud. So our mayor of Nuremberg here, incredibly rude, so we dislike him, and vice versa. Everyone drank and were happy except the Prince Bishop here, who refused more wine. As some of the guests were invited with an ulterior motive, I want their titles. Do I? I think I do. I had trouble finding one of them alone long enough to set my plan in motion. I was able to scrap it all, and I was about to scrap it altogether when I finally saw one of them alone in the garden. Okay. We can imprison the Margrave of Marin. Let's see who this is. I see, over here. Well, I don't think we want to revoke anything from him. I guess we don't particularly like that he has this land, but we would not be able to revoke that anyway. I don't know if we can retract the vassalage. We can say that we have something important to discuss with him, or we can say that we have enough titles and we don't need one more. Oh, okay, this is because we have a claim on county. This county. Well, we definitely don't want that, because that's de jure part of his duchy. We'll just lose 10 prestige. And the claim. I think we can afford that easily enough. The last of the guests has returned home, and everyone agreed it was the year's greatest feast. Oh, everyone likes me. My granddaughter Damiana is slowly mastering the art of swordsmanship, which is good. Our eventual future empress, or Kaiserin, I guess. Assuming we stay on primogeniture. Which we might not have to do, actually. We could probably change things up here at some point, if we wanted to. I'm happy enough with primogeniture, considering the heirs we're going to have. I guess Princess Alba is only average, but I definitely want to play as one of her daughters. And we don't want to go to agnatic cognatic or anything. I guess we could go to High Crown Authority, which we're sort of supposed to be on to have primogeniture anyway. Yeah, I guess we should probably do that. Alright. Our vassals aren't going to like it, but they're mostly pretty happy with me anyway. And I guess if we have nasty vassal problems on succession, then we can always revert back to medium. Seems like the voting is stalled, maybe? We'll leave it alone for a while and see what happens. Opinion penalties slowly coming down. Let's just check again for the possibility of any pilgrimages. Doesn't seem like we're going to get to do it. Oh, our Archbishop of Osnabrück has died, so we have a new one. Who is happy enough, but much worse at learning than his predecessor, so we're going to have to appoint somebody else as the chaplain. And unfortunately, this guy is otherwise engaged as our Chancellor, so we're going to have to pick a worse chaplain. It's Prince Bishop. Oh, look, Poitou is now independent of Aquitaine. I think we're just going to send our chaplain down here to keep proselytizing, though. He has only a 29% chance yearly of converting, but that's still pretty good. Alright, well, if we're not going to get to go on a pilgrimage, I definitely would like to change this focus as soon as we can. Today we visited one of our vassals. While there, both of you dined on a delicious sponge cake, or at least it was delicious until both of you nearly choked on eggshells. Now my vassal is highly embarrassed by his cook's incompetency at cooking with eggs. Should be her cooks, but that's okay. We can have the Countess here lose prestige and have a slightly lower opinion of me, or we could have a chance of gaining the trait Content, which I definitely don't want to do, because that would also entail losing Ambitious, which is a really good trait to have. So we'll say that she should be embarrassed. Should be fine. Alright, she's getting even better at swordsmanship, which is good. Still Lombard, unfortunately. Alright, and we got High Crown Authority through, which is good. We won't be able to change any more crown laws. But that's fine, I don't think we really want to, especially. We can still change other laws if we want to. We could go to max centralization, for example. Which would give us more domain limit. We're up to 11 already, actually. We could consider building more castles, but I think we'll wait till we have a bit more money available to do that. Let's see what else we could change here. We could increase burgher focus, for example. It's going to lower burgher vassal opinion, but we would get more tax revenue, particularly from our vassal merchant republic. It's the wrong button. We're looking for this one. Who are doing okay. Apparently getting pushed out of here by Venice, but they should be doing pretty well in the Baltic and the North Sea up here. How much money are they giving us? Yeah, about twice as much as your average city vassal, so not too bad. I guess we'll do that. We'll go up to medium burgher focus. They'll be okay with that, I think. Assuming that we can get it voted in, which we should be able to. We've discovered a plot where Count Otto of Beirut seeks to fabricate a claim on Galilee. Okay, well that's kind of my daughter's problem, I guess. Though, as we said before, she should probably just grant him, or somebody, that duchy title. I guess we'll ask him to stop. Where is that? Here. Okay. He will do it. And I think we can probably afford to go to war again at this point. We no longer have a truce with Baden. Our truce with Flanders is still in effect though, but only for another 6 months or so. We'll just go to war with Baden though. And we have claims on both of their duchies that they have here, so I don't think it matters that much which we choose. Gonna have to get both of them anyway. Now we could actually claim the entire Duchy of Baden for our vassal queen. I don't think we really want to do that. I guess we'll take this duchy, because that would be a little neater looking. And we're probably not even going to need to raise all of our levies. I guess we'll just raise the queens. Actually, that's probably enough all by itself. Unless Baden has some unexpectedly powerful allies or something. He's got only about 3,000 troops of his own. He is allied with my vassal queen, but obviously she is not going to fight on his side. Quite the opposite. But also the King of Leon, but he is probably not too powerful. He seems like he has a whole 2 counties over there. Various counts and dukes. Alright, we got medium burgher obligations through. Let's see how that affects our income. And this guy's opinion has been improved again, which is good. I don't think it's gone up much. Unless this hasn't updated. Ooh, a great holy war for Vladimir. The mighty High Priestess Ursula has decided that it's time to teach King Vito Vladimir and the believers in the dead crucified god another lesson in humility. All free Remover men are invited to partake in the scouring of the kingdom of Vladimir. Terrible news. I guess we could go help them. I can't imagine that they really need it though, probably. I don't think we have too much in the way of Remover characters that will be joining that. I'm sure he'll be fine. If it looks like he's having a bad time, we can always join it later. Our truce with Sweden is going to expire soon. Oh, and here we go with the weird papal succession. We now have the Queen Bishop of... what does she have? Oh, she just has the papal state now. Interesting, so she's no longer in charge of Corsica and Sardinia. And we now have this patriarch in charge. Interesting. Alright. Not sure what's going on there, but we have a 13-year-old female pope. It hasn't crashed the game, so I guess that's that question answered. Alright. You can't be much worse than... some popes that there have been throughout history. Let's start sieging a couple of counties in here. No sign of any army yet. Well, there are a couple of small ones down here, but we don't really need to worry about those. We're going to have to continue this war in the next episode because we're out of time for now, so thanks for watching, and join me again then.